A few months ago, I made a video with 10 crochet tips and it has been very popular. So I decided to continue on that line. So now there's 7 more tips here. Make sure you also check out the video with the 10 tips. I'm linking it. And then let's start with these 7 new ones. When you need to crochet a long chain, instead of counting every stitch, instead what you can do is to use stitch markers. Here I have one at every 20th stitch. So then I just need to count how many of these 20s I get. And every time I get to a new 20, I add a stitch marker. So that's 20 there now, and just you need to make sure that you put it into the right one. So after you have done the 20, then this actual stitch is where you put it on. And if you don't have stitch markers, just use anything you have, pieces of yarn, safety pins, paper clips or whatever. Another one about chains. What I often do is I don't exactly count my chains. Instead, I make more than I need so that I know I definitely have enough. And then after the project is done, then you just unpick the extra ones from the start of the chain. So that saves you on counting the stitches. Often people make the slip knot using their hands. I prefer to make mine directly on the hook. So have the yarn in your hand like this, and then just insert the hook from above, turn, go round, and there it is. When you are decreasing single crochets, especially on the round, like when making toys or amigurumi or something like that, the easiest way to do it is like this. Insert the hook into the front loop of the first stitch, then continue on right to the next stitch, again the front loop only, and then take a yarn over and pull through both at the same time and tighten it a little bit and then finish the stitch. So it doesn't show at all that it was decreased. This one's my favorite. What I'm doing here now works with any kind of yarn. I'm showing it using a crochet thread. When you want to create heavier, thicker yarn with whatever you got, this is what you can do. Take some of the yarn and fold it into 3 like that, and then take hold of it as if it was one yarn only, and then start whatever. I'll chain. I start chaining until I get to that end of the bit that I trebled. Now there's this here loop, and now take that single yarn through the loop and create another loop and pull out again like this here. You can do it as long as you like that. So now the yarn thickness is 3 times what the original one is, and you just continue like this. Every time you come to the loop, you make a new loop. Next, we are going to make a quick crochet cord. To make it this way is faster than the usual I-cord, although it's also slightly narrower, but it's great for any kind of straps or ties. You need a long end to your yarn, and then make a slip knot. I normally hold my hook this way, as you have seen, but for this I would hold it from the top like a knife. And it may look a bit difficult to start with, but then after you get going, it's really easy and quick. So I have the end yarn here at the bottom, and the yarn, the working yarn that comes from the ball, is in there. So first, go round that end yarn this way. And then go and take a yarn over with the working yarn and pull through both. Like that. And then we just repeat this. So round through the back, get yarn and make a stitch. From there, round, so after you get used to it, it goes fast and you get a nice cord. When you crochet single crochets back and forth, you of course want to have straight edges. And basically there's only one thing to remember to make sure that happens, and that you don't either decrease or increase by accident. So after finishing a row, chain 1, turn, and always make sure that you insert the hook into the very first stitch where actually that chain comes from. There. That creates a straight tight edge. And then you work to the end. This is the last stitch on the row. And then again chain 1, turn, and a stitch right into the first stitch. So that's them all. And make sure you also check out those 10 tips I had earlier. Until next video.